Hey, this is ReapenWolf-VA-Gaming, and welcome back to RoadWarden. So, they tried to carve the world, yet their memories and tales dwindle. The shells wither away, homes and statues turn to dust. The wilderness prevails, as different is indifferent as time. That's a little something, right? So the last we left off was in this town, and I think we were about to go traveling, right? We got 5 hours and 15 minutes before dusk. Which I don't know if that means like, it's not like afternoon. Afternoon would be like right here, right? Yeah, we gotta get on a move on. Let's see. Do we want to go left or do we want to go right? Or even south? I'm curious what's down here. So it's closer towards, oops. I mean, left it is. Why not? It's the closest arrow. Hey, I get some chirping birds. The path gets greener and meanders beyond treacherous precipices. You ride slowly, passing by the birds and ibexes, but in the distance you spot circling harpies, and below you a roaming mountain cat pursuing a mouflon. You take a sip from your water skin. The air here is a bit dry. Let's hope that echo of hooves won't reach any larger beasts. The path leads you down again to a small moist valley. Moist. This is terrible. It's not very ASMR, is it? Impenetrable for a rider. The thicket is made of thorny shrubs, tall grasses, and the weak. Fallen boughs, and that boughs, I don't know how to pronounce that. That nourishes moss and mushrooms. You examine the remnants of the path covered with greenish puddles. Without the roots and with a fresh layer of pebbles, it may still be restored. You look behind you, the road is clear, no ambushes so far. But if you hope to clear this place, it'd be better to do so. It'll only get denser with the passage of days. So, I should be done in 2 hours or so. I'm not afraid of getting tired. I'll get this done in half the time. I don't own any portion that could help me here. So I'm guessing we could use maybe some of our appearance, right, to get this done. 2 hours is too long because we've already spent an hour to get here. So maybe spend another hour to do it. So people will stay away from it. We smell like crap, and we spent some of our nourishment. And we did spend an hour to do it. Your muscles not used to such tired work grow tired quickly. But you don't let yourself take a break. Soon you push yourself even more and more from annoyance than anything. And only after you're done, you notice the torn parts on your pants and sleeves. When it comes to pushing aside the boofs, how do you pronounce that? You breathe heavily, but you need only enough space to let your palfrey get through. I'm gonna look it up real quick. So apparently this right here is pronounced bow. Aside the boughs. They're like, what are they? They're a main branch of a tree. Huh. Maybe the animals will start to roam this place again, beating the path. Yeah. Animals like to make these little trails in the woods, and they'll keep going up and down them. It's a good place to put snares down for the animals if you want to catch something. But yeah. Animals don't usually just like storm into bushes everywhere, and they try to keep quiet too. Reach a convenient mountain pass with crags smoothed out by centuries of rain and wind. The sun warms up both the vegetation and the beaten road, and the only beasts you spot are loud rooks, glancing at you from rocks and branches. Clearing the rockside would take hours of work and a large group of people, while forcing Lamb to climb up and down could break its legs. Dang. I dismount and look around. It's about 15 minutes to get here. Might as well take a look. Climb up the rocks, having plenty of spots to rest your hands. Most of them, they won't move an inch. As you get closer to a small dead tree, you notice something odd amongst the stones. Pieces of old fabric completely covered with mold. Most likely the remains of a tunic. So all I can do now is turn back. Looks like somebody died up here. I wonder what we're supposed to do here. On dead tree, you notice something odd about the stones. Seek shelter. It's too dangerous to stay here. You can't sleep here. You have to find a safe place as soon as possible. You can find the closest shelter in Howler's Dell. So let's travel there. And then I head to the stables. You ride through the open gate, then swiftly dismount. There's too many people around to let Lamb run among them. You spend a few minutes with Lamb, but before you reach the square, someone clears their throat. You turn toward a man in his 50s with large hands and an elegant beard and no hair. The stable master. He both introduces himself and answers an unspoken question. You frown and realize that you indeed saw him before, and your palfrey was nicely taken care of during your first visit to village. Or rather, I'm one when 'tis necessary, but I'd rather grind flour, he says with annoyance. You do nay think your beast waters itself, brings inside itself water from a storehouse, and cleans its own shit, nay? Takes time and hay, if 'tis. He points at your companion. Is nay going to work for it? You better have a pouch at hand. And look behind you. The stables are not much more than an open shed with piles of planks, 2 donkeys, and a bunch of napping chickens. Would a dragon bone be enough? He nods. For one day, eh? That's fair. He looks around, rubbing his hands together. I'm broke. My mount needs only some hay, water, and peace. He scowls at you, but points at an empty bucket and steps away. I fill the trough with the water from the creek and make sure Lamb is comfortable. Oh. I don't know. I mean, we're a little broke. Let's go to the innkeeper and ask if we could sleep here. Actually, before we sleep, let's go get cleaned up. Yeah. So where do we get cleaned up again? Is it by? No, that's not what I want. Bath and dinner is where we get here, but was it the mayor? No, leave the square. Too late to ask the travel. Sleep in a room or just sleep, and we also lose. There's a lot of noise outside, and you can sense a heavy, unpleasant smell coming from the cauldron. Use the first fluffy, you can cover yourself with a blanket. You also lose some hunger, and we get a little bit back, or we lose our appearance, which looks garbage right now. We can pay rent to get a room, but there's no way we can do that. I forget where to get washed up around here. We'll just sleep it off, I guess. Maybe we could have spent an hour doing something, but I don't see it any other way. We're broke. Your first sleep ends, but your usual 1 hour break is instantly disrupted by noise. You stand up, walk to the window, and see the reason for the commotion. A group of workers is just outside the inn, drinking and laughing. Eric's the innkeeper is also among them. You could join them, but if you do so, you won't get any good sleep tonight, and after such a long day, you may end up exhausted. I just want rest. It's an opportunity to show that I'm not an outsider. I can sacrifice a bit of sleep. They won't like our appearance. But let's do it. You lose track of time, surrounded by the smells. Oh, we lost the vitality. surrounded by smells of old ale and cold roast lamb. The excuse for having the celebration is the recent birth, the very same that was occurring when you arrived at the village. Young mother is exhausted and the first one to leave, but more than 10 people stay, poking at her partner with kind-hearted jokes. Use the next week the best you can, says one of them. And I sleep for you after that. You may be a stranger, but your presence is welcome with joy. Small talk is just as engaging as you expected from the people who have already slept for 3 to 4 hours today. There's something pleasant about them sharing their parenthood stories and plans for the future. The humming of the Howler's Creek and the lights in the dark make you feel as if you belong here. And that's a delightful illusion, especially in a group of strangers. At one point, you're asked about your own journeys though you prefer to keep most of them to yourself. One of the hunters encourages you strongly to travel to the creeks. They're a fun bunch, you see. They love to meet new people, but be ready to wake up with a spinning head. We're the first people to get back to bed. How much sleep did we get? It's warm here, but the mouflon skin allows your back to rest a little bit. You wake up a couple times during the night. The smell of this cooked stew fuels your hunger, and the staff return to the room once every hour or so to stir the pot. You wake up early, but leave the building to check up on lamb and give it water from the creek. The innkeeper is sitting near the door, from time to time carrying out another bowl with either stew or gruel. Thias is nowhere to be seen. I ask a guard to look for the mayor, approach Eric's innkeeper. Trader's not around. I sit at the table and wait for him. I'm gonna leave the square. I offer my services to the guards. Work for a... You'll join a group of guards and druids in the search for useful herbs, ready to carry the elders on your palfrey to safety if need be. This task will take you about half a day. It may get dangerous. Oh well. We're not rested at all, and we'll do it. we look like shit. But did we get a dragon bone? We did. But let's go figure out where to get cleaned up again. I remember there was a place, but where is it? Keys. Where do these go to? Outside the city walls, burglary happens sporadically. It's usually blamed on strangers. Oh yeah, fish trap, right? I forgot about that. Let's go check that out. Let's go travel a little bit. We slept for a day. And it was like somewhere down here. The ruins, right? You can get washed up there for free. I consider washing myself by the river. Let's check our fish trap. Fortunately, it's still empty. Consider washing myself in the river. Wash my shell. Cool. Put on my clothes. Our clothes are kind of ripped. But we can check the nearby the northern gate. The path here have always been reclaimed by grasses. To your east and west, you see shadowy alleys behind damaged buildings, while the path south leads to the main square. I approach the nearby tree. You don't find anything worth picking. The half-dead quinces have maggots crawling under the skins. You wonder which part of this meal is more tempting for the dark-winged birds sitting among the branches. The flesh of the fruits or the worms. Quinces are rarely eaten without having a chance to blet. You can bleat. Is it blet? You can safely guess that they were meant to be dried, or to add taste to cookies or hard drinks. Quinces are like a kind of like apple pear thing. After a few moments, you realize that the bottom part of the tree, just above the ground, is partially charred. Someone must have opposed a torch here, but the wet wood didn't burst into flames. Let's look into the well. It's filled up with soil, and you find nothing interesting about the area around it. That's weird. Why would somebody fill a well full of soil? That's like tarring, like making sure nobody gets water ever again. I want to open the gate. It may take quite a bit of time, but with the wooden and bone tools you found in one of the buildings, you'll speed up your endeavor. I collect the tools and get to work. Cool. I take off your cloak and put away your bags and satchels. Old lamb grazes gladly in the meadow. After looking at a pile of dirt, you let out a sigh. Start with the larger rocks, removing the ground around them and pushing them into a single pile. Then you do the same on the other side. The simple shovel and pitchfork help you a lot more, and once you get used to them, the work goes smoothly. You're done before you get too tired. From now on, passing through this place will take you less time. Okay, cool. I mean, we got dirty again, so I didn't know we were gonna get that dirty. Let's go explore the northwest, which is over here. The colorful grass covers the entire fenced pasture. A large stone place in the middle suggests it could be a playground for ibexes. Maybe it's just an old garden. See a couple of small sheds, a latrine, and a single building to the south, completely burnt down. All these places were cleaned out by scavengers. Lamb doesn't want to approach the large ruins in the north. The terrible stench of feces and rotting food scares you off as well. The paths are covered with goblin footprints. It's daytime, so the pack should be asleep. If the beasts were active, they would try to scare you off or to hunt down your mount. This is their territory, and once they wake up, you'll face a furious enemy. They go elsewhere quietly. Sounds like goblins are pretty tough. The closer you are to the village and the longer you stay around, the sicker you feel. The taste of gastric juices hits your mouth, your forehead hurts, you start to stumble. Lamb, worried by the sight, pokes her head with its nose. Dang, I guess we've been here a while again, huh? I haven't pushed this button yet, but I pushed through the illness. Ooh, that's pretty bad. After a few steps, you return whatever was left in your stomach, going through a lot of pain. Spend a minute or so to lean forward, gathering your breath and wipe your mouth. You feel better. Straighten up. So, at the cost of a vitality of food and a cleanliness, we can keep exploring. It's because this whole place smells pretty freaking bad. Our vitality is not great. In every village, the main square is the fanciest area, meant to charm the travelers. Yet this is way more than you expected. The houses are big as each town, and the paved ground took a lot of work and materials. The walls, now charred and riddled with holes, are made of expensive coated wattle. The tiles for the roofs also had to be brought here from a different settlement. You peek inside in the three smaller buildings, the rotting remains of the former splendor. The birds living in dozens of nests respond to your arrival with quite a commotion. You don't find even a single dragon bone, or a tool or a piece of furniture left unbroken, or unrotten. You're surrounded by bad smells, dirt, animal droppings, and garbage. The well also stinks. It has no bucket, but you'd be afraid to use it anyway. Who knows how many birds have relieved themselves inside, or how many old rats have found their death while climbing up the walls. Suddenly you hear some sounds coming from the largest building. You feel a slight aching in your stomach. I should check it out. I prepare my axe. You step cautiously toward the scent of urine and sweat. The flickering candle light shows you broken furniture, yet no signs of burnt wood. You consider pulling the other door when a masculine voice proves that your presence is not unnoticed. I didn't want you to come to this, but stay where you are. Whatever you put inside, be it a shoe, a hand, or your damn thinker, it'll get a bolt. Oh man. So what we got? Relax, stranger. I'm a RoadWarden, or I'm a RoadWarden, so I kind of need my thinker. Will the boot be enough? I'm the new RoadWarden. Let's talk. Or are you ready? Are you really going to bet everything on a single shot? Don't miss, or I'll get angry. And get angry enough to swing my axe. Or don't hurt me. I'm looking for trouble. I'm not looking for trouble. I'm a RoadWarden. Jesus. I think we need a joke in this kind of situation. Like, come on. It'll make them think. And buy us a little time. So, I'm a RoadWarden, so I kind of need my thinker. Will the boot be enough? Ain't you a funny one, he growls. How do you know a droll like ye is telling the truth? Walk slowly, roadster, eh? If you're not an outlaw, you're safe. And if you are, don't try anything funny. You'll leave your arms out. My little ballista here is all pulled and ready. The man's voice is imposing, and his accent is tricky for you. He could be from the distant south, but as long as you don't speak too quickly, you understand one another. You don't hear any other movements, breathing voices. You lean your axe against the doorframe and make sure that your knife is well hidden. I walk inside. The dense smell of urine hits you with full force. While the tools and utensils are hard to distinguish from the rubbish, the route to the upper floor is blocked by the collapsed roof and loose wooden beams. There are scraps of rusting iron and steel on the ground, detached from the now destroyed barrels. The scavenger is sitting on a blanket in front of the tent, pointing at you with a loaded crossbow. Not a short man, though a bit skinny. He is tanned, dark-haired, and has seen his share of struggles. There are long claw scars on his left cheek, and another one that would divide his eyebrow in half if it hadn't been consumed by a fire, just like the rest of his forehead. His clothes are untainted by vanity. He's barefoot, in a dirty linen shirt with rolled-up sleeves and simple pants that use a cord for a belt. His long beard and hair are untrimmed and entangled. I sit on the stairs with raised hands. I'm not a threat. I stand near the door watching his weapon. I'm prepared. Well, we can make ourselves more vulnerable, or I can stand next to the door and then hope he doesn't shoot us. If he tries to shoot us, we can get out of the way. And a crossbow takes a very long time to reload. If he misses that shot, we come running, right? But he seemed to be... what's the word? If I could judge it based on the text, I would want more contextual clues, right? About his voice, his body language. But he said, if you're not a bandit, right? It's the first thing I heard and saw that kind of jumped out at me. So I wouldn't do this. I mean, I'm going to stand near the door watching his weapon. I'm prepared. Follows your gaze. Not a good way to make the air warmer, eh? I try to be safe, that's all, and I can't let you stay in my shelter. You better ride ahead. I already piled up whatever hasn't rotten. Candle lights are dancing on his burnt face and arms. I saw your horse. Maybe you could help me, What are you looking for in this place? You don't sound like you're from the north. I want to make sure there's no undead crawling around. He nods. I've seen none. People say it's been less than 10 years since the herds came here. But don't know if anyone bothered with raising the pyres. If not, the dead are all roaming the forest now. He clicks his tongue with frustration. And maybe that there's a walker somewhere under the debris, waiting to break through like a dragon in an egg. He looks straight at you. Aye, you better not dig. Listen, he scratches his thighs nervously. I'm hungry, so damn hungry. I can't hunt or fish with all the 8 men around. Can you share anything, Roadster? I may be a drifter, but I wouldn't beg if I hadn't lost my bags on the road. I can give him food. You can give him crackers. So we can give him 2 meals, or we can give him 1. We can say, I need to save it for myself. I may have something later on. Let's check our inventory real quick. We have enough for 4 days of food on the road. Let's give him a lot of food. Why not? He gave away 2 food rations. Hey, you say so, but don't know my dearth. He bites into the sausage right away. But after a couple of solid bites, he puts your gifts on an unfolded tunic that's lying on the floor. Without you, I would have to run after birds with my ballista. But need to save the bolts for the 8 men, and because of those thinkers, I can't roast here. And raw meat makes me want to puke. Thank you. After a moment of hesitation, he grabs one of the plums. Now, Roadster, he says with a full mouth. You have questions? Ask. I'll say a lot to make you get me out of here. Oh, I should ask him what he wants. Where do you want to travel to now? What will give me for my help? Let me explain first. I was in Halmer's Dell, in the closest village to the east and north. People there are nice, you know? Not like in old Pagos. They're all boring and grimmer than a crow. Bathe cry a coin for everything, and damn good coin. I left, wanted to look around the ruins, see if there's anything left, and then moved to Pelt and hire the hunters to help me there. No luck. A bunch of grips jumped my packbird. I just bought it. It fits on the floor. Fast and nimble. Be not brave enough to listen to me when all that screeching and scratching started. So I ran away with my bags. A few fell on the ground and I pulled them here. Yeah, see how it is. I won't travel around with a tent on my back. He taps the crossbow with his fingers. I need maybe a day more. Just a day. And I'll have all the iron scrap from the barrels so I can move forward. Biel can't take all my stuff alone, and without me around, the 8-men are gonna break in and steal all my shit. I need to stay here, but since you have a horse, come back tomorrow and help me return to Howler's Dell. How about it? I just need to know that the road is safe as it can be. I mean, what exactly you want me to do? I need you to make sure there's no danger hiding in the road from here to Howler's, or rather, I know there is some danger, but as long as you can get there and safely return, I'm sure we can handle some roaming monsters. He theatrically rubs his hands together. This ballista has hit more beast skulls than I have fingers, and I've never lost a finger, Roadster. Only the toes. Maybe to prove it, he starts to count on his fingers. So, see if the road there is clear. They come here tomorrow. We'll pack my stuff on your horse and move out. But don't come when it's close to evening. We're going to need 3 hours on our feet, and I won't push through the night. Even sleeping next to an 8-man tribe is safer. And don't make me wait for too long. I can't wait for a couple of days if I find some food. I can wait for a couple of days if I find some food. But if you don't get back, I'll have to risk it, no matter what. Why Howler's Dell? If you want to go south, we should travel to Pelton North. And I don't work for free. I think we'll click this in a little bit. I mean, I see your point. Bill had never been there. Can they afford my iron? Do they have means to pay for it? I need coins to find a handy bunch that will walk south with me. I need a new staff and bolts and know the village. It's a nice place and even has a smithy of sorts. I had a chance to take a look though. It's a large inn, a safe one. They seem to be rich and have enough hunters to guide you south. You can use iron to barter. Well, it's a shorter path, I guess. Fewer spots to get surrounded by corpsers, if you're sure it's the best option. Fine, I'll trust a roadster's judgment. I don't work for free. I have ways to pay you, don't you worry. I can give you dragons, but you'll have to sell the iron first, so I'll need a bit of time. You see, 5 for a short escort would be plenty, I'd say. If you want, I'll give you a secret jar of mine, a very fine mixture that scares 8-men away. Works on pebblers, too. When you ask if all the stench of urine is somehow related to this potion, he just winks and chuckles. I'd also like to learn more about the village that you visited. I mean, that jar might come in handy, but we also need the money, right? Even if it smells gross. He seems surprised. I mean, sure, but don't you have connections there, you know? Just in the eyes. He starts to hum. You know. Long pause. When you get to Howler's, you'll meet the mayor there for sure. Thias, and whatever you do, don't ask her where she got her coins from, eh? She's rich. Stupid rich. Don't ask her how this happened. Trust me. He scratches his beard with a mournful look. Fine, it's a deal. Just come tomorrow, I'll make it worth your time. This village makes me sick. Me too, and the guts and the thinker. Gets easier with time if you're patient. Must be the air. The smell of death. Death and 8-men piss. Had his stomach while laughing. Oh shit. So maybe we can get used to it, but I'm not sure I want to. Tell me about yourself. He gives you a solemn glance. What for? I have no legacy to keep alive in tales. I may tell you this and that after you take me out of here. He doesn't trust me enough to tell him about himself. Have you searched the entire village? Are there no hidden treasures left? You came to the wrong place. Time, moisture, and those damn boars devoured all the loot. I've been here for a couple of days now, and all that's left is this iron I carried here. I was planning to get back here with some hired muscle and clear the collapsed buildings. No doubt it's worth the time and risk. Do you have any idea what happened here? I kind of want to know what happened here. Nobody's telling me anything. Well, I won't guess, but I saw many ruins. There's no treasure and skeleton here, so this place means as much as dirt. Someone was barking too loud, so the beast broke through and made them quiet again. He clicks his tongue. And that's that. Talking about nature's fury bringing bad luck, don't you know? So his theory is that some kind of beast broke in here because they were too loud. I've heard about some bandits. Have you seen any hideouts nearby? No, I think they're north or east. I stuck to the western road and no shell bothered me. Sorry, can't help you. I'm looking for another RoadWarden, a man known as Styrian. I've never met him, but you'll sure hear his name many times. He vanished long ago before I got to the coast. At first people were asking about him, now they think he's dead. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's consider washing myself real quick. And I put on my clothes, and then our fish trap hasn't caught anything. Our clothes are pretty messed up. People are hesitant to trust you because we look like a vagabond. Alright, let's get out of here. We're also pretty hungry, huh? Let's go back to the inn, ask for some supper. Starvation weakens you in your physical struggles. Get off my horse and enter the inn. Any leftovers? We have to roll dice for it. Oh no! Please tell me that. Not today. No, maybe tomorrow. Oh shit, we're shit out of luck. Show me your wares. Do I have anything you'd like to buy? Can we eat some of this? Eat a food ration to increase your nourishment by 2. Yeah, we should do that. We could also bring it to full. Might as well. Are we out of soap? We might be out of soap. Is that why we couldn't wash ourselves? Maybe we used it one too many times. That's all I need to know. Let's go talk to the armorer. Our gambeson doesn't need repairs. Approach the cord. We could try to win another dice. I have a job for your crew. There are some goblins in the nearby ruins that pose a danger on the road. As long as it involves someone paying for it, I'm ready to listen. What do you know about the pack? Without interruptions, you tell me as much as you can. Getting rid of them will do the trick, sure. But as long as those buildings ain't razed to the ground, new beasts will move in. Sooner or later. Though I ain't one to stop you from reaching into your pouch. A brief smile quirks her lips. No, you need to take care of some things first. Hunters or not, we won't raid a lair blindly. What do you want me to do? She lists your tasks one by one. Meantime, bending forward to brush the boar. Make sure you've looked around the entire village. Our crew will get mad if it turns out yet another lair is just behind the corner. Be sure there's no soul around. When we fight, we don't do rescue jobs. And if we do, they cost a lot. Bar grunts and turns around, leading her to the other side. Speaking of which, for you, it's going to be... Opens her eyes a bit. 12 coins. We'll take some of the loot we find. We won't let go of magic swords and rings just because. Not that I expected, eh? She straightens up, but who knows? Just so you know, I'll bring my axe with me. We can't pay them 12 gold, but maybe we might need their help. We'll return later. Let's walk away. Go to the well. No, that's all we could do. We probably could use some sleep. We're barely standing on our feet. Wait, let's get out of here. So we can go east. We can go back to Tulia's camp. We don't know how long that'll be. We might just have to work for some coin. That kind of sucks. Mundane job. Safe water source, fishing spot, daytime shelter, nighttime shelter. They said there's a safe water source here, but I'm not so sure about that. Maybe the, what's it called? Go east, why not? The curvy road east is overgrown. Lamb trots when it has a chance, but more often it walks, or to jump over larger branches blocking the path. The nearby lake is surrounded by thirsty wildlife. I observe the dark forest ready to react if something jumps at me. This is not very good here. Oh, what's this? A couple of stone slabs were turned into a hut-like shape. One of the ancient chapels raised by the priests of the United Church in the days of few soldiers, even fewer shelters. And the dolmens proved to be especially durable, though the conditions they offered were harsh. The entrance is barely wide enough to let you walk inside. It was meant to keep larger beasts away, including your palfrey. You can't spend the night here. You dismount and look around. Let's enter the chapel, I guess. The beams of light get through the gaps between the rocks, but you can hardly see anything. A torch would fill the place with smoke, but a candle will suffice. I wonder how many travelers have sat on the cold rock, observing their entrance and fighting their heavy eyelids. Take a look around, I guess. What are you looking for or pay attention to? Example, door. I mean, an example was the door, why not door? There are no doors in the walls, and considering the size of this dolmen, it is only one chamber. Money? If it's nearby, you need to figure out how to get it. Does that spend time? It might. Symbols. A large part of the wall is covered with engravings. It's difficult to figure out what they are meant to portray. One picture is obvious to you, a long arrow pointing down. Parts of the writing as well as the nearby wall is covered with soot. Okay, how about hidden? You don't find it or you can't understand. Trap door. Make a couple of small holes in various spots, but the most interesting area turns out to be hidden beneath the remains of an old campfire. You move all the ash and pieces of wood until you find a well-preserved plank. You dig around, finding a solid trap door, locked with a steel padlock. We have a key for that, right? Open the trap door with a key. You insert the key, and after a bit of wiggling, something clicks. The padlock is cold, dirty, and rusty. You easily get to the iron latch, which moves away smoothly. You have no problem unlocking the trap door. Let's look inside. Lit the hatch, and the heavy, humid air suggested an abandoned farm cellar. The candle allows you to estimate that the tunnel is roughly 15 feet deep, but there's no ladder that you can use. You think about lowering the rope, but you realize that one of the brick walls is covered with large holes, meant to be used as sort of vertical stairs. You hear no sounds coming from the tunnel, but the moldy walls and old cobwebs are not welcoming. We don't have a lantern to look down here, right? I climbed down. Oh man, we're spelunking already, and we're not in amazing shape. You have to move slowly, learning the new route. You hug the cold, moist walls, seeking the support for your boots. It doesn't take long before you feel comfortable enough to jump down, then light up another candle. Both the walls and the floor are made of stone slabs. You see no movement, no other sources of light. The short tunnel leads you to a small room. I walk inside. Ooh, what would we find? The room smells of rotten wood and fungi. Abandoned junk is scattered on the ground and shelves. Earthenware jars, rotting scraps of linen or leather, wooden plates, bones for carving, and rusty iron tools. While these odds and ends may be years or decades old, the basement could be just as ancient as the main floor of the chapel. One thing that seems to be uniquely fresh and durable is a small wooden box held together by a few fiber cords. Let's take the box. It doesn't feel empty, but it's light. You shake it for a bit, trying to guess what's inside. You can't open the box without cutting the cords. This box belongs to someone. For now, I'm going to keep it in one piece. Well, who gave me this key again? I don't remember. I'm gonna keep it in one piece for now. Memorize the holes to climb up quickly. And go outside. Approach the hourglass carved in the outer wall. It's the most common religious sign of the city folk, adapted by the United Church, Orders of Truth, and the majority of fellowships. Used in temples and during the funeral rites, but also to decorate codices or their jewelry. The winged hourglass portray the ephemerality of life and the rigidity of time. When possible, they're made of steel, signifying the strength of humankind's determination and innovation. Not a pious soul. As I'm standing in front of the hourglass, I feel nothing. Oh, wow. So if we were pious, we get something from that. That's cool. Alright. Lamb is listening to the leaves carefully. Yeah, I mean... Let's see. We can keep going. How much time do we got? We got 5 hours and 45 minutes before dusk. I kind of want to make some gold or something, but... or dragon bones. Who gave me that key? I don't remember. Key to a secret passage in the Dolmen. You can find it in the southeast of the peninsula. I think this is the Dolmen, right? Journal? Quests? Merchant's medicament. Archaeos, the merchant from Hallersdale, is looking for a healing potion. I need to deliver it to him on day 10 or earlier. You can look for the potion in the secret chamber of the Dolmen somewhere in the southern road. The merchant gave me a key to it. Maybe I can buy a flask or two. Oh yeah, so he wanted that, this box, right? And this is in Hallersdale. So maybe let's go back there. Yeah. We don't have anything better to do. We could keep traveling, but I'm gonna get all the way over here. At Hallersdale. And head to the stables. I'm broke. My mountain needs only hay, water, and peace. I go to the main square where you can find the trader. About the potion. I only found this box. He raises an eyebrow, takes the box from your hands, cuts the cords with a dagger. It's filled with rags wrapped around an earthenware bottle, small and closed with a tall wax seal, inside of which you see a thin stick. With a grin, he picks up the bottle gently, jiggles it and weighs it in his hand, puts it on the counter. Great. Now let's hope my little girl will nay get herself swallowed by a dragon. So we said 5 rings. It's yours. He smiles and looks for coins in a large pouch. Thanks. I'll bring you good news and take my reward. Yeah, we're coming up money. We have now 6 coins. Richer than we've ever been. Alright, what kind of goods do you, oh, okay, so we can buy a lantern. And we're not gonna buy food from this guy for sure. These linen sheets are pretty good, but I don't know what they're for. I'm tempted to get that lantern. Taylor, I need your services. If we want to pay him a coin, we can fix up our clothes a little bit. I think we might do that. We probably should save our gold, but that's okay. Good luck, and let's go and buy that lantern. I don't know what it's for, but we never know, right? Talk to the trader, buy the lantern. Yeah. Now we have a single gold to our name. Man, that money goes fast. What do you think about the scavenger who was here before? Ah, he's still alive, she says with distaste. He brought us some news from the north, paid off his debts to us, but he's an idler and a prattler, drinks too. The farther away he stays from here, the better. Good thing we sent him south instead. Thank you for your time. Let's see. 1 hour and 45 minutes before dusk. I need a few rations. We can get 2 meals, 2 rations if we buy this. I want this teeth cleaning set. I forgot about it. Yeah. Oh fuck. Well, we can get some money from that guy. Did someone contact you about work for me? Very much so. Ask for Timo. She's usually at the creek, just outside the southern wall, doing laundry. She wants to find herself a husband. There's not much in it for you, unless you'll be here for the marriage rites, but it'll make her happier. Alright, let's go make a woman happy. I look for Timo, the washwoman. Before you reach the gate, you find 3 washwomen who are walking down the path, shouting loudly. The wet hair on her arms and legs shines, contrasting the mud on her feet. Some of them wear soaked shirts. All have their heads wrapped in kerchiefs. You know from the city how hard and sometimes dangerous their job can get. You glance over their laundry baskets filled with clothes and buckets of urine. Once they notice you, one of them puts her things next to a fence and tells the others to go ahead without her. Her companions giggle, but loyally leave the 2 of you alone. So, I want to say back then, the urine, if left in a jug for a long time, will make, what's it called? A kind of like cleaning agent, in a sense. And it was like, I think the Egyptians are well known for it, but they would use it to clean their hair and other things too. Kind of weird. But it's like a urea, I would say. Maybe that's called. Is the product, but we don't need to do it that way anymore. We just use chemicals and that kind of thing. Once they notice you, one of them puts their things next to a fence and tells the other. Okay, we just read that. I was hoping to speak with a Varga of traveler. She starts looking away. Whenever she speaks, she's both very direct and distracted, struggling to explain her plans. After a brief conversation, you try to sum it all up. So you see a man who'd agree to take part in the marriage rites of your druids. She nods energetically, but then freezes. She's tanned from work, but her face is young and smooth. And since her hair is hidden, her bright hazel eyes keep drawing your attention. Nay, just any man, she interrupts you angrily. Someone who stays in the sun and works hard. For us and our kids. You ask if she has any children already, and after another minute of her awkward explanations, you take a guess that she doesn't. You ask if it would make a difference for her to move to a different village. We live good lives here, safe and plentiful. I'd rather stay. But I could leave with a safe convoy. Alright, see you soon. Timo is still looking for a match. So whenever she finds one, I guess we escort her, right? We can't pay rent. There's a lot of noise outside, sleeping on a Muflon pelt. Oh man, we're so broke. Just sleep, I guess. Like most people, you wake up in the middle of almost every night. Before your second sleep comes, you spend an hour or two taking care of your belongings, shell and soul. Some people spend this time with their friends, families, or lovers. Your routine is different. You don't have to take care of essential tasks. Spend some time outside observing stars and listening to wild creatures. I just stay where I am, trying to ease my soul and focus on my breathing. I feel anxious during this time. I stretch my muscles and work out a bit. This is new. I stretch my muscles and work out a bit. Why not? That sounds good. It's warm here, but the Muflon skin allows her back to rest a bit. They didn't really do anything for us, huh? Your face is dirty. Okay, let's leave the square. I'm too tired to offer my services to the guard. It requires 2 vitality. What? How do we get more vitality? Do we actually have to get a bed and sleep in it? That sucks. Ugh, we're so screwed. We're broke. There's no way to make money. Okay, well. What time is it? 15 minutes. Well, let's go do our quest. Maybe we'll get mauled by those, what is it called? The goblins. Nope, wrong one. We have to go the ruins. Leave the square, travel. Once prospered travel time. Yeah, that's where we're going, the ruins. You can check our fish trap too. You pull the, we caught 3 fish. What? You pull the rope and see the flopping fish inside. You pair your axe, then open the lid and reach for your catch. You stun the animals one by one with 2 careful blows on the top of their heads. Then finish them off with a knife, cutting underneath the gill plates. Spend another minute or 2 bleeding out the fish in the stream. Then cover them with a wax linen sheet. You should eat them soon before they spoil. Alright, cool, yeah. So those things might spoil, is that true? A dead raw fish, not worth much, but it could be bartered or sold. Bartered for food or sold. Hey, we got more money! A way to make money! What happened to our trap though? Is it still here? I set the trap again. Oh, we could set it somewhere else even. Okay. We'll put it here and then we'll wash ourselves. Yep, back to 2. And then we'll go return to the scavenger camp. Ah, we need 2 vitality. It's not good. So we got, oh, man, I didn't know. We didn't know that, like, fucking around on that mountain. Great. He'll be here for a couple days, but see if we can sell these fish. Alright, well, let's travel back to town. And gossip a bit. We're still broke. Let's talk to the trader. I'll try to sell some goods. Select the item you would like to offer. Fish. Why are you putting it here? You want to cook it? Take it to Eric's there. He nods towards the innkeeper. Ah, he won't buy our fish. Great. Main square, Eric's. I got some nice fish. Would you like to borrow for food ration? He raises a fish to sniff it and holds his beard back, keeping it. Nay, many fish in our creek. Put them in a soup or bake them for a sauce. How many do you have? I'll give you a healthy meal for each one. I've got to think about it. Let's say 3. You sold 3 fish for food rations. You have 0 fish left. Alright, so we just trade them in like that. Okay. Well, we got food. Great. We're so fucked. Oh no. I mean, we could have bought food rations on our own. We got a lantern, right? We're happy with that. Oh no. How do we get our vitality back? Shit. Let's go back to the Pelt of the North and see if they'll give us something to work with. Get off my horse. And any leftovers? Not today. And still no leftovers, man. Show me your wares. Jesus. We can buy more rations. Okay, well. Approach the guards. I mean, wait. We can try to throw for some dice here. Maybe we can get 2 to get like a bath, right? Yeah, let's see how lucky I am. We pray to any gods that we've never prayed to before because we're atheists. And we hope for a coin. Let's win this roll. Okay, the game is new to you, but in no way baffling. 4 people can play at once. The wooden dice are long with only 4 dotted dice. Every time someone wins a round, they get a point, and the person with the most points at the end of the game wins all the coins. As you play, you don't feel like you have much control over the results, so we could totally get 4 coins here. Just a few minutes you get 2 points, which are now represented by smooth pebbles. You don't really know how you got them. Either you don't get the strategy or it's just pure luck. Let's see how lucky I am. We got 3 more coins! Yes! We're saved! Yes! Time goes by, filled with lighthearted jokes and chit-chat. During the final round, you get ahead of everyone, and the spectators' playful comment on your moves. The winner takes all 3 dragons are placed on the table, and you put them into your pouch quickly. The table and chairs are moved back into the building, and the guard in yellow armor thanks you for playing. Is there anything you need? No, we're good, thank you. Oh my god. Oh shit. Made a quick save right there. Oh man. I'm ready to call it there for today. I'll see you guys later. Bye.